What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in for another video. Today I'm going to be doing my go-to everyday glam makeup look. So if you guys want to see how I achieve this, just go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, you guys, so to get started, I'm going to be using the Pro Filter Primer from Fenty Beauty. I did just get my brows tinted, so that's why they're so dark.
Shout out to Lindsey though, if you live in like the Westminster area of Colorado. She's your girl. I will link her page down below.
I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty foundation. I feel like a different person with these brows, honestly. It's going to save me so much time. Okay, so once I have my foundation on, I'm going to go in with concealer. And of course, I'm using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. I'm just going to place that under my eyes. Once I have my concealer on, I'm just going to go ahead and set that, and I'm going to be using the Revolution Luxury Baking Powder, and this is the banana one. So I'm just going to set those areas of my face. Now that I've done that, I'm just going to go ahead and take a clean brush, and I'm just going to wipe away this bake and just like buff that out. I'm going to go ahead and bronze up my face. I'm going to start with contouring my nose, and I'm just going to use a brush like this. And I am using the Hoola Bronzer by Benefit. I'm just going to go ahead and start by like pinching, kind of like pinching in the bridge of my nose and bringing it up like into like where my brows are. Okay, and I'm just gonna take this brush right here. I'm just gonna use that to buff in my nose contour. I just like kind of do it in like circular motions. I don't ever put concealer on my nose or set it with like a banana powder because I feel like it gets too cakey, and like in this area here, like you'll start to see like little spots where like my makeup is moved. And I'm just gonna warm up the rest of my face, still using the Hoola Bronzer, and I'm just gonna go in with that brush that I was buffing in my nose contour with, and I'm just gonna place that like right here and blend that in. And just go in with a clean brush or just a big fluffy brush. Then before I go to blush, I am just going to go in with a little bit of the banana powder. You can skip this step, but I do like to do this just because it cleans up like this area of my face. Okay, so while that sets, I'm going to go ahead and go in with blush, and I am going to be using the California blush by Benefit. And I'm just gonna place that like right on the apples of my cheeks, and then I do kind of bring it back just slightly into my bronzer, and then go in with a fluffy brush and just buff all of that together. Now that I have blush on, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with highlight, and I'm just gonna take my Anastasia Amrezy highlight. I'm just placing that like right above the apples of my cheeks and just kind of up towards like my brow. And then I am going to place it right on the tip of my nose, right in between where I did like the little like oval shape. So I just kind of do like a line straight across, and then right here. And then I'll place a little bit right on my chin as well. Once I've done that, I'll just buff it out a little bit. So I don't really contour. Like I feel like a lot of people think that I contour my face, but I don't really do that. I really just like bronze my entire like cheek, like all in this area, and then what gives it that like contoured effect is using the banana powder and just like putting a nice crisp line underneath it. That way you don't have to be like, if I actually contoured, it would look super dark and really muddy because I don't really like know how to contour, you know. doesn't give me the same effect as just bronzing the entire cheek and then cutting it does. So now that I have my face done, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to eyes, and I'm gonna be using the Soft Glam palette, just some really nice. So I'm gonna go in with Burnt Orange, that's this one right here, and I'm just going in with a blending brush. I'm just gonna take a little bit of that, starting on the outer corner and kind of bringing it inwards and then up into my crease. So now that I've done that, I'm gonna go in with Orange Soda, and that is this one right here. And I'm just gonna use the same brush that I used for Burnt Orange, putting it on the outside of where I put the Burnt Orange and just like buffing them together so that I get a seamless blend. I'm just gonna go in with a clean, fluffy brush like this one, or blending brush, and just kind of buff that together without having any more product. Now I'm just gonna be going in with, let's go in with Rustic, and that's this one right here. It's just like a medium brown shade. And we're gonna use that same brush again. I'm gonna place that like right here. And we're not gonna take it too far up into like the outer corner. More so like bringing it inwards. And just like packing that on. And I'm gonna place it on this side as well before I blend it out, just so I have like a good guideline, so I know it's pretty even on each side, or as even as I can get it. This is a good alternative if you don't really like liner, but you like that like smoked out effect in a sense. Just blending like a dark brown shade right above your lash line, like on the outer V of your eye, will kind of give you that same effect without actually having to spend the time to like have a precise line, or you don't actually have to worry about really messing up. I'm just gonna go in with like this smaller like flat brush, and I'm gonna go in with Rustic still, the same color, and I'm just gonna kind of bring that a little bit closer to my lash line, just so I can deepen that area a little bit. And then just continuing to buff that out. So once I've done that, I am gonna go in with a flat brush like this one, and then I'm going to be taking Glistening, and that is this one right here, and I'm just gonna be placing that on to my lid, starting from the inner corner and just bringing that up. Using a flat brush like this will really kind of give you a more precise like placement of your eyeshadow for your lid, whereas using like a thicker brush, I guess you could say, you're not really gonna get that preciseness like right here on that crease. So if you don't want to set that area with concealer first and like kind of cut out that space for your eyeshadow, this is a really good alternative. So I'm really just packing this on there. I do usually use a concealer, but for an everyday thing, it kind of just depends on the day and what I'm really feeling, you know? I'm sure you guys get it. And then I'm just gonna kind of buff that in with a fluffy brush. And then going back in with Rustic, once again, we're just gonna kind of continue to build this dark shade so that you get that like to have a cat eye, you know? Okay, and then just buffing that in. I'm just gonna use that same brush that I've been using. And then I'm gonna go in with Rustic, and we're just gonna place that on our lower lash line. And to soften that, I am gonna go back in with the Orange Soda shade that I used in my crease. And we're gonna buff that in with this Rustic shade. I am gonna go in with a liner. You don't have to do this, but because I wear fake lashes, I am gonna go in with a liner just so that my lash band blends in really well and you can't really see like any gap or anything between it. And I'm just gonna place this like right above my lashes. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Duo Brush On Adhesive Lash Glue, and it looks like this. Really like keeps my lashes on all day long. I don't put my glue onto my lash, like the lash that I'm putting on. I actually place my lash glue onto my lash line. That way when I do put my lashes on, I get a really precise placement and I don't have it like moving all over the place. And let me tell you, this way of doing it has saved me so much time and so many lashes. So I'm just gonna place that right where I put that eyeliner, and just really close to my lash line. Please do be very careful doing this though, because there have been times where I may have put like a little bit too much glue on the brush and then it got in my eye. So just be really careful. Make sure you're not putting too much product on your brush because it freaking hurts. So I usually put the glue on both eyes. By the time I'm done putting the glue on this eye is tacky enough for me to put my lash on. So I'm gonna go ahead and place that on, and I'm just gonna get as close as I can to my lash line, starting from the inner corner and just kind of wiggling it down. Just so I can get as close to my lash line as possible. Now that I have lashes on, I'm gonna go ahead and put some mascara on my lower lashes. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and do lips, and I'm gonna go in with my NYX Suede lip liner in Soft Spoken. And I'm just gonna kind of like bring that down and like in from the outer corners. On top of that, I'm gonna go in with the NARS Orgasm. I'm just gonna place the tiniest amount like right here and just kind of like dab as I go around, because this stuff is super shiny and I don't really want it like on my entire lip. And on top of that, I'm going in with the Gloss Bomb by Fenty Beauty, and I'm just gonna place that like on the outer corners of my lips where I didn't place the NARS. All right, you guys, so that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed watching my go-to everyday glam makeup look. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.